And just like that, we are back for another Savage stream. Last night we were covering the Micropool from Swap, and I actually mentioned during the stream that they were apparently coming out with an update and that it looked pretty slick. I threw up a little screenshot of it, and guess what? So today they released it like 8 hours ago or something like that. So I figured we would take a look at that. I'm not going to worry about doing like a mining operating system install like we've been doing the past few streams. I think I'll wait and maybe do that tomorrow night for maybe something like Simple Mining, because I'm noticing Simple Mining is doing a lot of updates. They've got some pretty cool stuff in there that folks that have been using Simple Mining for a long time will appreciate a lot. And so maybe I'll do a video on Simple Mining tomorrow or something. But tonight we are going to look at the Swap Micropool update. It's 1.5, I believe, is the update. We just updated last night to 1.41, 1.4.1, and then they came out with 1.5 today. So that's what we're going to look at. I hope you guys are doing well. This was the tweet from Swap community about the actual update to the Micropool. The new user interface, adjustable control port, stat reset button, help tab, selectable presets, profit calculator, and then more stats. I guess they went crazy with the help, which is awesome because that seems to be one of the things that a lot of developers and you know, in the mining community anyway, it seems like that's the part that they leave out the most, like the help, like to onboard new users. You know, you need to provide some pretty good help built into whatever software it is that you're building. A good help file is helpful, right? I mean, it only makes sense to provide enough help to get people up and running without having to resort to going online and exposing themselves in a Discord or some type of forum and asking for help. I get it. That's kind of like another good avenue, but it's even better whenever it's included in the software so that you can just reference that. Say, hey, in the help, there's, you know, whatever type of information there to help with, right? So even Hashrate has that. They've need some tweaking on a lot of the different options over here, but it's at least here, and I use it all the time whenever I'm stuck with configuring hash rate. So they've got this nice little zoom out or flip out help, which is nice. So we'll see what Micropool does. I have not done any prep at all. I haven't downloaded it. I did uninstall the previous version, the 1.4.1. So, and I deleted or renamed the source or the where the settings are stored, like the different port numbers like I showed last night. So I renamed that, so hopefully it'll ask all the questions that it's supposed to ask whenever you install it. So let's get to it. Let's see what we can come up with here. If we go to the tweet, we'll just click on that part of it. And actually, you know what, before I do that, we need to go and grab the new wallet also. So let's go ahead and do a wallet update as well, because I would like to show you guys the daemon. I mentioned the daemon last night, but I never even really covered it. Like, what is it and I did say where to get it, but I didn't really go over it. It's actually part of the wallet. So I think that there is actually these links point to, okay, so probably because it's not a huge update, these links are pointing to what I believe to be, let's see here. Okay, so maybe it's just command line interface wallet is the one with the update. I was thinking the GUI did too, but okay. So we'll download this so that way we can grab the new swap daemon if it is new. I don't even know if it is. I would imagine that they've updated all of it. So let's go and do that first. Actually, let's go out to their. Let's see if we can find their wallet on there. Let's see here. All right, so here's the wallet. Let's go to releases. Okay, so maybe 31306. January 11th. Yeah, I definitely have this update here. All right, so we'll play around with this. I don't know how this is going to go. This is real-time stuff, guys. So I haven't done it. Like I said, I haven't done any prep. So I want to see what's in this. I'm going to extract that. This is just the command line interface, the silly wallet, and it'll have the swap daemon in here, I'm sure. Yeah, right here. And okay, some other tools, it looks like. Okay, awesome. So what we'll do is we will, and this is the daemon that's already running and synchronized. I'm going to cancel this. So we'll probably have to, you know, do a, I don't know, hopefully we don't have to resync everything. Let's go in here and we are going to just copy this to our location for our wallets. This is just where I store all the wallets here. I think I probably already have. All right, those are the wallet files, so I'm not going to worry about backing those up. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, I'm just going to paste it right here. I don't really use the command line interface wallet, but it does have swapd, and I'm wondering if this is different. Let's look at the dates on it. May, that's whenever it's downloaded. Okay, let's go to details. No version in here. Okay, so we're going to go 30.3. Let me go look at the one that comes with the GUI wallet. It's super small, so I don't know if, all right, so what we'll do, let's just run, we'll run this, oops. We will run, yeah, no, I'm not going as fast as I was last night, because again, this is like real time. I'm working through this myself. So I'm going to run this swapd here. See what it looks like. It's going to ask for to get through the firewall, you know, like it normally does. Okay. All right, so all this looks the same. So what you probably could do, I wonder if you could just copy this out of here, swapd, it's usually the same, and throw it into the swap GUI wallet. I'm not going to do that right now, but it's probably something that you could do. I have this set to remote node because I knew that we were doing this. This is the GUI wallet. I knew that we were going to be doing the swap micropool, so I just wanted to avoid a conflict with the swapd. I don't know if it would cause one, but I just wanted to avoid it, so I set that up to a remote node in the settings. But yeah, so okay. Not gonna really, okay, so we're not gonna really cover the wallet because I thought that the 3.1.1 was actually an update to the GUI wallet also, and it does not appear to be. So we're just gonna skip that part. But we do have swapd up and running. This is the other one in the GUI wallet. It might not matter which one you run, but right now we're on the one that comes with the silly wallet. So let's see if that works. All right, so the next step would be, let me check the chat real quick. Hopefully I don't get distracted. What's up, Red Panda? What's up, Grits? What's up, Crypto Mining Lifer? Dan the Dane, what's up, Travis? Jonas P, Crypto Jason, Unknown Crypto. I'm trying to get everybody. What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. All right, let's go over to releases. Let's go back to this. Swap dev, we got to go to Micropool GUI. I think this link is already in the description, so you should be okay there. All right, so here's kind of like another screenshot. This is, I don't know if this is the same screenshot that I used last night, but pretty cool. We're going to go to releases, and then Micropool 1.5.0 released 8 hours ago. Awesome. Goes over the changes here, great, and they do have it already set up for Windows, so we're going to grab that. I would imagine it's this one. This is a little bit confusing because this is Micropool setup. I don't know, maybe this is the, yeah, I wouldn't think that that's the portable one. I'm going to grab this one. I feel like this is the right one since it says Windows, and I'm on Windows. So we're going to do that. Download that, and then that one is 150 Windows. That's this one. So we're going to check this file real quick. We're going to check the hash of this file real quick to make sure that it's good, that it is what the devs uploaded or what they say they uploaded. So if you go up here and go PowerShell it'll start PowerShell in that location. We're gonna grab this file right here, the one that we downloaded, pull it down here so that we get the name. You don't have to do that, but it's just easier. I mean, you could, another way you could do this is to, let me get rid of that. Oh, that's funny, it writes it out for you. Okay, so you could just copy it here like this and then paste it over here, right? You could do it that way, but it's so much easier to just, you know, click and drag it. It gets the whole path in there, which really doesn't matter. It kind of ignores it anyway. And then we'll say get file hash, enter. So now we've hashed that file, that one executable file, or the zip file, with SHA-256. So now we can compare that to what the devs are saying it should be over here. So if you just go 55459FE, and we'll go 695122. So the reason you don't have to absolutely do each individual character and verify it is because if there was 1 bit or, you know, 1 byte or 1 meg or whatever changed, any content in this file at all, if it was changed in any way, then this hash would be completely different, and it would, the likelihood of the first 6 characters and the last 6 characters being the same between the 2 hashes is extremely low. So that's how you verify it. Looks good to me. I think we're going to call it good, so we'll close this. Close PowerShell, and pretty confident now. Our confidence is built up that we do have a valid file, and we're not going to download some type of malicious software, right? So swap Micropool version 1.5.0. We'll go ahead and extract this. And I want to say that I had that in. Oh, everybody congratulate Red Panda on having a baby. He's got a baby panda over there now. That's awesome. Hope everybody's doing well over there. All right, so I'm gonna go to wallets. I think I have it extracted here for some reason. Maybe not. Okay, so I must have it under pools, maybe. All right, let me search for a minute and find this, because I know it's in here somewhere. Yeah, so it's under swap Micropool. At least at one point it was. Okay, we'll just select this. That sounds good to me. And that's where we're going to extract it to. Oh, what's wrong, Red Panda? Yeah, yeah, definitely losing some sleep for sure. Okay, let's see. So this is where it extracted to. What was all this other stuff here? Huh. So this must be for some other, I don't know, some stuff I have in here. All right. So we'll go into swap Micropool. Oh, I know what that was. Okay, so yeah, I need to fix that. I guess the name threw me off because I was thinking I did see swap Micropool in here, so I guess it's in there. All right, so if we go to here and then we run it, so it looks like this is actually going to be a portable because I did not install it. So I can show you here too real quick. Let me show you that. Let's do a new window here. So I can show you right here that I renamed where it stores the files, the setup files. So if we go to %appdata%, enter, come down here to swap Micropool, you can see I renamed it backup. So it's going to ignore that whenever we run it. Hopefully, I would assume that it's going to, yeah, we're going to find out real quick actually, because if we run this and it doesn't store the settings, then we'll need to download that other one, right? So I'm going to run this, and okay, wow, awesome. Okay, that looks cool. And you can see here they've got a help. I talked about this last night. And you can see there's no information up here, right? There's no wallet, there's no daemon host, there's no daemon port, pool port, none of that stuff is here. Yeah, and they're talking about the reset button here, that's cool. Worker, blocks, and then the help. So apparently in the help, they go all out here, and there's a lot of really great information in here. So I'm looking. So if you had a question, they probably have answered all the questions that people have. Like maybe they compiled stuff from Discord and Telegram and all those support outlets, and they said, okay, here are the frequently asked questions, you know, that we get in these forums. Let's go ahead and throw all that into the help file. That way we can cut down on repeated questions, you know, the same questions over and over and over. So yeah, so this is cool. I'm going to read this. I haven't read it yet, but I am going to read this and figure out if it is super awesome like they were saying. It looks pretty good to me. Just glancing over it, looks pretty well written, and right here is probably the most important part. All right, so we'll leave that right there. And we're going to have to go and collect our information. So we need a wallet to mine to. So let's go ahead and get that. This is my mining wallet. I just copied to the clipboard. We'll throw that up there. It looks like you can't right click. Okay, that's okay. Because if you know what you're doing, then you just press Control V. And that's a paste, right? So that's good. All right, so whenever you put the address in there, that's super cool. It goes ahead and pre-fills some of the info. The more pertinent info. Okay, awesome. I gotta learn about this control port too, because that's new. I think that this is new. I mean, maybe it was in the old one too, but I don't believe that it was displayed here. So I'd like to find out what that's about. I'll have to investigate that. That should be pretty cool. All right, and then for the daemon host, this is the host that is running the daemon, right? So it's an IP address of the daemon. Now in this case, it would be this local machine. You could put, you know, the home address of 127.0.0.1. That would probably work. You could put, let me double check that here. I think that's right. Yeah, there's a lot of help down here. Okay, I don't see the, yeah, here we go. Oh, okay, so Micropool setup, I was down here. Miner setup, all right, cool. Yeah, right here would be the better information for just getting through it and getting it set up initially. So latest swap daemon, it looks like it's clickable. So I'm gonna click that, see where that takes us. All right, so that took us to swap 3.1.1, the command line interface wallet that we downloaded. And we grabbed the swap daemon out of it, right? So remember, we just did that and then we ran it. So this is the latest swap daemon. So that's what it requires. It probably does require that too. So if you're trying to use this with the old daemon, it's probably not gonna work. So latest swap daemon, it is clickable right here. That's cool. That makes it super easy for you. Obtain and enter a standard wallet address. We did that with the wallet over here. Awesome, okay. Moving right along. Mining directly to an exchange is not supported with the Micropool, all right. Point the daemon host to the IP address or the IP or DNS address of the daemon. And if you're on the same machine, like I was saying, you would use the home address. I wonder, because you used to could go like this too. You used to could just say 0.0.0.0 as like a broadcast. So I want to see if that works still. So I'm going to leave that in there. Download and set up the on-block notify script for the daemon. The default control port will listen for this script. Okay, so it sounds like maybe that is some type of monitoring. Maybe. So if you click that, latest on-block notify, you get this. I am not familiar with this, but it looks like it's some type of monitoring. All right, well, let's do it. So we're going to download that. And again, I wouldn't recommend just going and randomly downloading stuff. I mean, I'm doing a lot of mental stuff that I'm not saying I'm doing, but I'm looking at like all this stuff over here, so I feel really confident that this is the right location, right? I'm looking at all the different things in here to make sure that it's good. And we're going to go ahead and go and check this file too. So if we go back to, not that, we need to go to downloads, okay. And then right here is the notify when. If anybody's familiar with notify when, let me know, because I don't know anything about it. Let's see, we'll go to PowerShell. We'll pull that over. We'll do a get file hash. Okay, and then we'll go to, wow, I suddenly got super tired. Just all of a sudden. All right, let's see here. Where am I at? Not that. Okay. I thought I had this. Oh, here we go. All right, so there's the block notify. So we're just going to verify this number real quick. We got the Windows version 391A115, 391A115, 8522 CF5, 8522 CF5. Good. All right, I call it good at that point. Close this. Close that. Let's see what this thing is. Hopefully it's got a super easy, so it's just an executable. So it must, I mean, I guess it's some type of, like I said, some type of monitor, I guess. All right, well, I ran it. Let's see what it does. All right. So I'll have to investigate that a little bit more because I don't know exactly what that is. Because it says set up the on-block notify script for the daemon. The default control port will listen for the script. Okay. So it probably needs some other settings in there. So we'll just we'll skip that for now. All right, so it looks like we are up and running as far as the pool goes. Okay, and it is connected. You can see the daemon over here running, swapd.exe. So now what we should be able to do is go to HashRateOS, and I thought that this was already up and running. So the rig is online, swap Micropool. I wonder if, okay, so remember we did make that one small change. We didn't tell it. So it's not seeing the worker. You see how it's up and running and it's got new block and everything, but there's no, I don't know if it's, let's reboot the rig first because we have enough time. Let's go ahead and do this first before we you know, start configuring the rig. The rig I left set up like last night. It's the same, so we know that it works. You know, it was working last night with the old Micropool. So we are going to restart the rig and just see if it connects. I have a feeling that we are going to have to change this to the home address of our loopback address of 127.0.0.1 in order for this thing to work. It does say that in the help, but I was trying to show you that I thought that the broadcast might still work, but maybe not. So we'll get a restart in here for that. Check the chat real quick, see what y'all are up to. Oh man, Nefarious, what in the hell, man? Bitcoin fixes that. That's terrible, man. Hopefully your facility, your brick and mortar bank will fix that for you or help you out. I had something similar happen many years ago before it was, you know, pretty common to have credit cards and stuff with writing checks. You know, balance was believed to be had that really wasn't there, and some checks, you know, several checks bounced and cleared on, or tried to clear on top of it. You know, not great. But yeah, Bitcoin fixes that for sure. All right, so it looks like a restart of the rig actually picked it up. What we probably could have done then was we probably could have just simply paused the miner and restarted the miner instead of restarting the whole rig like we did, but that's okay. And this still has the tuning settings, the overclock from last night. So remember we went through and we gave it some overclock settings, so we did. So I left all that alone. And we're rocking on with what we had exactly last night. And let's see what the pool looks like. If we go to log. Okay, so it says right here, triggered by control port. So maybe, yeah, I need to look into that. I need to find out exactly what that is doing. Because normally you would see a lot more information in here. So maybe that is actually like a monitoring tool that doesn't just flood information in here. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, this does not look correct. It does not appear to be working. So there's no hash rate, although this has hash rate. And I am on Swap Micropool, so that's interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw, I'm gonna put 127.0.0.1 up here and see if that fixes it. So let's do a reset here. I don't know what all that does, but we'll see. Because what I want to see is I want to see the worker in here. I don't see the worker, and the hash rate's dropping here too. All right. Red Panda, the baby's crying, huh? Right on. Okay, so we've got hash rate off of hash rate OS. Let's go into the console and see what the miner is actually saying. So if we go show miner or miner show, miner dash show. Okay, so it is not connecting. You see right here, connect failed. All right, so I'm going to restart the Micropool. Remember, because we started it with the broadcast of 0000. So let's go ahead and I thought that maybe resetting, but maybe that's just data reset here. So I'm going to close the Micropool. And then we will relaunch it, although I think, yeah, see, it's not like a executable. All right, so, I mean, it is an executable, but the second time I ran it, now this is odd because I did allow it before. So maybe this is just the portable version. And maybe that setup should be the one that remembers the settings. So if we go in here and there's that. I really want to see a worker and okay, so it looks like so the miner stopped because it was freaking out because there wasn't anything to do. It wasn't connected or anything. So now you see all I did was I hit the up arrow and I pulled in the settings that were initiated from hash rate to the miner, to gminer, and now and then I press enter. So just up arrow, enter. Now it looks like things are moving along. And if we come over here, oh wow, look, we've got all this data. That's awesome. Okay. Let's see, where's the block? So it shows the block rewards. That's great. Number of workers, estimated revenue per day. I mean, look at all this data, guys. This is like way more information than there was before the other Micropool. It was pretty limited. I mean, it was very functional, but it was just pretty limited. So let's see here. It shows you the blocks found every how many seconds. Swap has 15-second block times, so that's cool. You got the blocks found here. Wow, this is really cool, and it looks like super up to date. Because if you're watching what's happening back here on the miner itself, you're seeing these numbers change pretty quickly also. So that is neat. That is really neat. So look at the revenue per day. That's quite a lot, man. I mean, wow. So the difficulty is way down there compared to like at the end of last year whenever I was mining it. I was doing, if I got 30 swap a day, I was doing really well. So that's a huge number, man. I like it. It was funny last night. I told y'all that as soon as I hit in stream, it was going to hit a block, and it did. I mean, I literally hit in stream, and then I looked over here, and there was one block found. I was like, dadgummit. So and it happened so fast that I was able to actually resume the stream. So, you know, it's all one video instead of having to go, you know, look at two separate videos. So that worked out pretty well. Let's go and check out what Swap's doing right now as far as the market goes. They're up pretty good today. I like to see that. 14% essentially. So if we go to WhatToMine, and if you just plug in like a newer card like 1660 Ti, mostly NVIDIA, definitely NVIDIA, for, you know, kookaroo algorithms, they are favored, or yeah, the NVIDIA GPUs favor the kookaroo algorithm. So we're gonna go 1660 Ti, and I don't really need to hit calculate, but I'm going to just to show you. I've got my actual cost, electric cost in here, down to the 10th, 10.3 cents per kilowatt hour. If you scroll down, you see Swap's way up there. I mean, on one 1660 Ti after electric, you're making about 28 cents. And you're getting about 13 a day, which pretty much makes sense. If we go to the rig that we're actually mining on, that's Kessel. So if you look over here, Swap is number 3rd and earning about 93, between 90 and 93 a day. So if you go to the Micropool, you can actually see that. It's a little less right now, maybe because of the graphs per second, maybe because of the current hash rate. So this is constantly fluctuating. And what's really super cool about this, in my opinion here, is that the data that you're looking at here seems to be very up to date, very accurate. So you can actually see the network effect. Like you can understand, hey, if I get, you know, 0.1 more GPS out of this rig, then that would mean the equivalent of how many more XWP, or how many more XWP or swap per day. So that's really neat. I like that. This is a solid update. Solid update. I am digging it a lot. I like it. So I would like to see if we can hit a block, and then that way we can see if they've done some updates over here. If you go to worker, so, oh wow, cool. All right, it also shows you which miner you're using. That's nice. Shows your hash rate over here and the address. So if you were mining with multiple addresses, you know, with multiple rigs, they would all show up in here. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, man, I like it. I like it a lot. That's neat. Okay, so let's do some calculations on WhatToMine and just see if it matches up, because this is saying 78. WhatToMine is actually saying 93 with this rig. So let's go over here to coins and just see. Obviously, it all depends on where the data is being pulled and how up to date it is and averages and all that stuff. But I mean, you can get a pretty good idea here. So if we go to, what are we at right now? We're at 30.77. We'll go 30.77 here. Power at the wall, I'll bring up the app and check it out from the smart plug. Just a second. So it's showing 752, 762, so we'll call it 760 at the wall. Let's go and see what hash rate OS is giving us. 576. Do a refresh here. We should see some hash rate here. That's interesting. Okay. So it's not showing hash rate here. Not hash rate, but graph rate. Graphs per second rate. I wonder. This could be, now it did with the old Micropool. It did show that. Let's go in here, let's go to, well actually, we already had console open. It is mining, so what I would say is most likely the case here is that something has been changed in the Micropool data or the configuration or the code, right? That is not allowing hash rate OS to properly display the graphs per second. Now you know you're online, you know you're mining, because if you go to the console you see it, right? You would not be getting accepted shares and all that stuff if you were not. So this is just this appears to be a problem with how the pool is feeding information to hash rate OS. So there you go. All right. What's really cool here, and I forgot to point this out last night, is look at that latency. Single digit, like a lot of them are low single digit ping times here. If you ping other pools, like outside of your local area network, I mean, if you get a pool with 50 millisecond ping times, that's pretty good, right? Especially an average of 50. Depending on where it's at. That's why they tell you to get a pool that's closer to you so that your ping times are lower. It helps with stale shares, and if you were mining Ethereum, you know, like Uncle Blocks and all of that kind of stuff. So this ping time, because it's on your own local network, it's always, or it should always be extremely low. Single digits all the time. So that's awesome. Still no block found though. So I suppose that what this is showing right here, blocks found every 37 minutes. I would imagine that that's pretty accurate. So based on your hash rate, or in this case, my hash rate, my graphs per second. I know I'm using hash rate, but you guys know what I mean. Graphs per second. Your graphs per second, you should find a block about every 38 minutes. So that's really neat that it shows you that, right? Now, over time, it's always going to work out if you mine for a long time. So for example, if you were to mine for an hour and not find anything, not find any blocks, in the next hour you might find 2 within 1 hour. You see what I'm saying? It's all about time and your time preference with mining on this pool this way. If you know, over time it's going to average out, and your amount of effort on the network, your amount of luck factor given your graph rate, your GPS rate compared to the network GPS rate is going to work out over time. The longer you mine, it'll all work out, and you'll earn exactly what you're supposed to earn. All right, so this has gone on long enough. That's 41 minutes. That's a little bit longer than I wanted to go. I was kind of hanging around here. I wanted to hit a block, but I'm telling you, as soon as I hit end stream, it's going to. Let's go and see if Brandon Coin is doing anything tonight. It looks like he is. Probably. It looks like it might have been a premiere. Oh, I gotta check that out, because I did see some stuff about the NVIDIA lawsuit. I need to look at that video. So I'm gonna go over there and check that out, and I think that's gonna be it. Anybody got any questions or anything like that? If you want to know how we got here, like to this point, check out my video from last night, because that one has, we actually went from 0 OS, no OS, no Micropool, no nothing, to installing Hashrate OS and installing the Micropool and getting everything up and running and mining in under 30 minutes. We did it in, it was almost 30 minutes exactly. So that's really cool. 30 minutes of your time to learn how to install Hashrate OS, along with some custom mining stuff, right? So because we had to add a pool. We had to add a custom mining pool in there, so it goes through that. We had to add a custom coin. Actually, no, swap was already in Hashrate OS, so that's okay. But we had to do a lot, and we did it all in 30 minutes, so that's really cool. So check out that video. That's right here from last night. So it's called Swap XWP Micropool plus Hashrate OS. So check that out if you want to know how we got to this point. And then you can hear me talking about this particular update in that video. And then it's funny that, you know, just the very next day they release it, and it looks solid. You saw that we did have to stop it and restart it. I don't know that we had to do that. We could have. I didn't go before I did it over here, and before I changed this from 0000. We should have probably gone to the mining OS and restarted it to see if it picked it up. Maybe we did. I don't remember doing it that way. It seems like the step we took was to change this. We closed this, and then we opened it back up. I don't remember if that's not actually what fixed it, right? What fixed it was actually restarting the miner. That's right. We restarted the OS, or restarted the mining rig. So nonetheless, one of those things is going to fix it. It looks like it's solid. It looks like it works great. As far as I can tell so far. So super cool. Check it out if you're interested in mining to your own pool. This is solo mining. You are literally running your own pool, and whatever hash power you put to it. There's no skimming, there's no pool fees, none of that stuff. You're doing it yourself. You know, the only fee you would have to pay is your electric to run the pool machine. So in this case, you know, my rig here, or my desktop PC here, is running the pool. The rig is running the OS, and so you have to have a rig up, or a desktop up and running to run the pool. So that's the only drawback, is you have to pay for the electric to run the pool too. And if you're using somebody else's pool, you're not really paying directly for the electric, but you are typically paying a fee to use that pool, right? And sometimes you're also paying a fee to the miner, depending on which miner you use, the mining software. So all those things play in. This helps with decentralization, because you are basically running your own pool. And Crypto Sweden, can anyone join the pool? You could host this pool to other people. You would have to, and I don't know about the Pi 4. I think I've been asked that before. I would have to check, but I think there's a Linux version of the pool. So if there's a Linux version of the pool, then I would think that you could probably get it up and running on a Pi. Let's go to, let's see over here. Yeah, see, there's Linux right here. So there is a Linux version of the Micropool. But yeah, you could host it and have others connect to it. You would have to open up the ports on your firewall to let them in and all that. Don't really recommend it, you know, doing it that way, but you could, absolutely. Yeah, I would actually like to know if it would run on a Pi 4 also. I'm not great with Pis. I did like a Raven node with a Pi. I'm not great with Linux, so it would take me a little bit. Maybe I can look into that and see if I could get it up and running. That would be kind of cool. That would be a cool test because those things are super low wattage, right? And that would be kind of neat. See if that works. Maybe I'll ask the devs if they could give us some tips and pointers on being able to do that. I mean, I suppose that as long as you've got Linux up and running on the Pi, then and you could probably get this pool to run. I don't see why you couldn't. You would have to have swap-D running also, so it's kind of two different things, because remember, you have to have the swap daemon up and synchronized also. That's another thing I forgot to mention in this particular video. I mentioned it last night, but if you don't see this synchronized okay in green, at least in my experience before, even though you might see this, okay, so you might see this right here without seeing that synchronized okay in green, then you might have problems with the Micropool as far as actually running and being able to connect to it with a miner. So I would always encourage you to look for synchronized OK. Again, it might have been fixed in this release, but it seems like last year whenever I was doing this, in the previous version of Micropool, it kind of had that problem. And it's not even really a problem, but if you don't see that, sometimes it was synchronized, but not show you this right here. And in those cases, I was not able to attach to the Micropool. So just keep that in mind. That's what you're looking for. In my opinion, that you really want to see that. And then you can start with the Micropool. So yeah, that might be pretty cool to see if we could get this up and running on a Pi. That would be neat. All right, I'm kind of rambling. I told y'all I was going to, oh, you know what? I'm glad I clicked on that because I was going to show you something really cool here. Be sure to go to HashRaptor's channel here because he is building a crypto mining shed. Okay, he's got this really awesome shed. You can see it right here in his backyard, and he's doing a whole video vlog basically on the progress, okay, of the crypto mining shed. It is so cool. This thing, I mean, it's like a little mini data warehouse. You know, it's really neat. It's got a lot of power in there. I think he's got a 200 amp panel or something like that. So he's got plenty of power, and it is really, really, really cool. So check that out. Yeah, awesome stuff over there. Really cool stuff. And it's super interesting, and I'm actually extremely jealous because I don't think where I live, I don't think I could do that. Our HOA would, our homeowners association would go, no, you're not building a shed. So I'm really like, I'm a little bit jealous because this thing is freaking awesome. Really cool stuff. So head over there and check out HashRaptor. He's doing some really neat stuff. And yeah, and so I'm not just rambling. I'm going to end it here. I will see you guys tomorrow night. We'll probably, I don't know, maybe I'll do a poll to see whether or not you want to do, like, maybe do another video, like a really fast video like last night on Swap Micropool and maybe simple mining, or if you want me to break down like all the new features of Simple Mining OS, because there are a lot. There's quite a few. It looks really cool. They've done some really good work to it. And again, if you reference back to a year and a half or 2 years ago and look at Simple Mining OS and compare it to now, you'd be pretty impressed because it's totally different. You know, and it's kind of its own thing. It's not really comparable to Hashrate OS or Hive OS because those are more like really graphical. But it's what you need, right? That's why they call it simple. simple mining because it's not flashy. It's just the information you need. Although it is a lot flashier than it was, you know, a year and a half or 2 years ago. So anyway, all right, guys, that's it. I'm rambling. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody. Maybe I'll do a pool to see what y'all want to cover. Maybe that's what I'll do. Stay savage, everybody.